Look. So we're just going to wait to see who joins in. So anyway, on this live, it is going to carry on from where we left off. Now, a lot of people have been asking, when am I going to finish this project? When am I going to carry on with this project? So today is the day. We are going to be doing a little bit of gluing up. I'm going to glue up some of the end grain board. So I managed to get myself a board, as you can see. Let me just move these out of the way. Here's the board buyer, not perfect, but as a lot of you know, we've used recycled timber. So cut the timber down on the shores today because we had a load of people asking when am I going to be gluing this up because they'd like to see what it's looking like. It is looking nice. I'm happy with it so far anyway, I'm not going to lie. But what I'm going to do this second now, I'm just going to wait to see who's jumping on here before we start the glue up. So I'm going to have my cup of tea and wait around because we normally have a couple of hundred people on the lives. So I'll wait for the notifications to go out because they haven't come on the screen to say they've gone out. And then once we've given it a couple of minutes, we will start this live video. So for those who are jumping on, if you don't mind waiting a minute, I'm just going to have my cup of tea and then we can start the live video then. Where to's that? I'll puff of this while I'm waiting about. So what we'll do as we normally do. I'll get set up and everything. Make sure I got everything ready and then we can start this glue up then. So I'm just going to wait by now a second for people to jump on the live and then we can go ahead and start gluing up this project. It's been ongoing, as you know. I'm just going to have a sip of my tea. Right. Ooh, I'm gonna wait on that. Right, so if you just drop in the comments who's jumping on the live, like to say hello, say where you are and where you're from and everything, as we normally do on these lives. So all we're gonna do is we're gonna do a little glue up. I've got enough to make a little board by here. I haven't got a lot of this maple left. It's surprising what you use, to be honest with you. So let me just go through. They were very rough. So we ripped them off. Done the same on this side, but I've just left that like that to show you. This is the state of the timber. It was in hell of a state, but we managed to rescue some nice pieces. So once we done that, we then planed it down. I tried to keep these even. Some ain't, some are. But that's, we tried to plane these down to squared blocks of wood. Once we planed that down, I'll just wait for people to jump on. We probably have to go through it again because I'm going to be asked. Then we glued them all together. But we staggered the timbers on the glue up. That's what we were left with. And then we cut them down, which I've cut down today. And this is what the end result is. It's not looking too bad. It's looking nice. So I've just staggered the blocks, glued all them together. And then we're going to glue that together. So I'm going to have a 50mm board out of it. It's looking nice. I like it. It does look very interesting. It's the first time I've done something like this, so I can't expect it to be perfect, but it's looking tidy. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to glue this up. So I'm just going to have my cup of tea and wait for people to jump on, because it does take about 10 minutes for it to jump on, and I'll shut up for 5 seconds. All right. This is the glue we're going to be using today. I'll bring you in a bit closer. Obviously, when we start the glue up, we're going to be using Titebond 2. This is the first time I've used this glue, mind. It did get recommended. I think Denny recommended on you to use the Titebond 2. I have been using Titebond. What have I been using? I've been using the Titebond 3 Ultimate, which is a lovely glue. I like that. It's got a long open time on that. But we're going to try the Titebond 2 today. I'm going to have a look at this. So I'm just going to get some out of here. It's not cheap, mind. It's good stuff. For those of you who use it or not. I'll just close that. Pop that over here. We're just waiting for people to jump on now. So yeah, all it is a couple of glue ups we got to get out of the way today. I need to glue this ready for next week. So I'll just move these aside by here. I will then bring you in on the video. That's like that. Let's just get you in a bit to see the glue up. There we go. Don't know if you can see. Might be the wrong time of day for doing the live, but I know I'm going to have loads complaining and they've missed it. See, that's why I'm waiting around everyone, so bear with me. Because I keep getting asked, when am I going live? Right, so these are some of the timbers that we've cut, look. We still got some bad bits left in there, alright? So we're going to try and get rid of them. So when we glue it up, we're going to try and disguise some of this, and then hopefully we're going to get a nice board out of it. So that's what we've been doing. It is recycled timber afterwards, alright? So you can't expect miracles trying to recycle something. These are slightly higher. I'm not worried about that because I will sand or plane this down when the time comes. So I'm going to go ahead and get some glue in here now. And then I can get gluing it up. Now we had a bit of a nightmare on one of the lives when we glued up a board I've got sitting down by there. Now I used, let me just show you, because I didn't like this glue at all. This glue was absolutely awful to use. So I had a bit of a nightmare with this stuff. I don't know, those of you who has jumped on this live remember this glue up. It didn't go to plan. Because what happens with this, it seems to set up really quick. I didn't have no play. And by the time I was yapping and gluing up on here, by the time I got to clamping it up, it was pretty much setting up. So I had a bit of a nightmare with that. So we're not going to be using our one again. You live and learn. You learn off your mistakes. So we're just going to go ahead now. I'm going to turn these glue one at a time. Need to keep them in the right orientation. Obviously for the board to work correctly. So this is the way I'm going with this. So there might be times where I go quiet because I'm trying to concentrate. I don't know why I do these on a live. I don't do this work regular, but we do it. And that's the way it's going to be. So I'm not going to mess with nothing but there now. Just going to pop some glue in here. Lovely colour on this. It's like a lovely yellow colour. There we go. Pop in by there. What a bad wrist I have. Right, lovely. Right, so if those of you who want to follow this from start to finish, don't forget to like and subscribe, alright, because you will be notified when I go live. So do that so you don't miss out. It seems very odd that it's very quiet today. There's only one of you on here at the moment, so I think I'm going to give it 5 minutes. Because sometimes these lives don't send the notifications out. I have noticed that in the past, and then it's exploded in an instant. Here we go, there's some people joining now. Yeah, so we're just waiting for everyone to jump in on this live. We're going to be doing a bit of a glue up. I'm going to just chuff my vape by here and have my cup of tea while everyone jumps on. And then we're ready to go with this live then. But in the meantime, if you've got any questions, don't forget to drop them down there. I always get back to everyone's comments. We always try and cater for everyone's needs. Crazy, no one's on here yet. Maybe we've started this live at the wrong time of the day, I'm thinking, because we normally go live a little bit earlier, so I think we're missing everyone at the moment. Anyway, let's crack on with what we're doing. It's a lovely yellow on this glue, mind, isn't it? I hope it says it dries clear, because this was recommended. What does this say? Clean and dry. I don't know if it says. Well, let's hope it dries clear anyway. This was recommended by someone on here, this glue, so we're going to try it out, the Type Bond 2. I've had good results of every other bit of Type Bond I've ever used, so I'm not going to worry about using this on here. Now, I like to apply a nice coat of glue. I never be scared with the glue. That one's going to go there, so we're going to glue this side up. Let's just do that to remember. I like to glue both sides. You see some people only glue in one side, but I just rather it squeeze out. And then that goes like so. So we're just going to do them in order now. Staggering these together. Take your time. I'm not in no rush today. That's going to go there. So we'll turn that to the side there. You can still see the old nail holes, look. See where the nails were fired in to do the make the floor before back in the day. This is Canadian maple. I ripped this out on a job. A lot of it was water damaged. But I've decided to rescue some of this. This board I'm going to hand over to my customer. It's taken me long enough to make. She's a good girl. She's a supplier of mine. Right, hang on. Ideally, I needed to do that side as well, didn't I? Let's have a look. Can we get some on there? I like to do both ends, see, if possible. Pop a bit on there. I like talking to myself as well. For those of you who follow this channel will see me yap to myself all the time. I don't know why I do it to everyone, but I just do. Hell of a colour on this glue, mind. It's like a yellowy colour. There's that one. This timber, mind, are my worst cuts that we've got out of this, alright? This ain't the best stuff that we've managed to rescue from this maple. But I just thought I'm going to glue it up. And I'm going to see what I can get out of it, because I spent enough time planing it. I spent enough time denailing it. I've spent a hell of a load of time on it. So let's just see what we can get out of this as well. So we're just popping the glue on there. Nice even coat. I'm just trying to line these up then. That one's going to go there. All I'm trying to do is maximise what timber I'm going to have to use. And that one's going to go there. Pop that on there. It would be nice to have the radio on, but when you're on a live and then you upload the live, you get done for copyright, see? And that's the problem with it. How are you? And then pop that on there. So it looks like we've got a few people joining now. There doesn't seem to be many on this live. We've had quite a few in the past. Obviously when we're doing these glue ups. Oh, hang on now. Top, bottom, top, bottom, top. That one is the wrong way around. So that one needs to go there. So let's just make sure these are going the right way. I did make a mistake on the other glue up. It's easily done, mind, when you're talking. Pop that over there. And we're going to pop that there. So that is that. I will now clamp that up. It's a nice thick glue. It is a lovely glue. Just going to clamp this up now quietly. I'm going nice and slow because I want to see what it's like, this glue. I want to see how good it is to use. But at the moment I like it. It is a lovely glue. It's not giving me any problems. Probably got quite a long open time, I'd imagine then, this Type Bond 2. Feels like it have. It's warm today. It's about 23 degrees in this room right now. That's why I'm probably a little bit quieter, because it is warm. And I don't want to open the door and let all dust and everything fly in. Very strange colour on this glue. I should invest in some different clamps because these are taking a while, these things. Let me get my mallet out. We all seem to use our hands. glue is like a luminous yellow, isn't it? What colour on that? I haven't used this one before, so let's just hope it's good. Like I said, it got recommended, this glue, to me, so it was by someone who follows these lives. I think it was Denny. Everything's looking flat. Yep, that's looking good. Right, so we've staggered these now and glued them up. I don't know if you can see that in the video, but that's the sort of effect we're going for. I don't want to spin this around either. So when they're glued up, all the blocks are going to look like this. See, they're all staggered in different directions. There's the other side, but that's what we use in the end grain. That's what we're trying to rescue out of this material that we've picked up. Obviously, this was free. But it is costing me a fortune to do this right now. So I'm going to bring you in and we're going to do the glue up on this board now. So I'm just going to wash my rag. Got a little bit of glue on my arm. I'm going to wash that. Move this out to the side. If you just bear with me, I'm just going to wash this by here now. Here's the colour of the glue. It's like an luminous yellow. Look at that. That's the colour. It's like an luminous yellow. Hell of a colour. But there we go. Right, let's just wipe this quick. I'm just going to wash my rag, everyone. So give me a sec. I will be back. I'll just wipe this over quickly. I'll leave the glue dry by there then. Right, I'm back. How are you, Denny? We just used a bit of that Type Bond 2 now. There's a lovely colour on it. It's like an luminous yellow. I'll just wait to see what everyone says. I'm going to have my cup of tea as we're waiting about. But we're just waiting for everyone to jump on. For some reason, it seems to be quite slow. It looks like there's a couple jumping on now. I just don't want everyone to miss out because we always have people asking when are we going to be carrying on with this job. I've just started it and there's no one on yet. So it looks like some of them are going to miss out. So anyway, here's the end grain board. It's not perfect, but I think it's going to look nice. Obviously, I've never done something like this before. I'm going to drag you all in for this one. Who's that? Hi there. Always happy to see a woodworking stream. Thank you, Little Urban Pepper. That is awesome of you. So we're just going to bring you in a little bit. We're going to lower you down. We are making an end grain chopping board, Little Urban. That's what we're making. It's a chopping board that's been going on now for about 3 months. Denny will tell you. It have gone on for a while, this have. So I hope you can see now. There's Little Urban. Let me move you in a bit so we can finally see what we've been making for all of this time. Right. So I'm just going to get my clamp set up. I think these have had a bit of an aid in mind, these clamps. They're not doing so grand right now. There's wood glue all over them. I think they're all jammed up here. So I think I need to get myself some new clamps soon, don't I? What's this doing? Looks like it's getting stuck. There we go. Never goes well on a live, does it? Right, so let me just sort my clamps out. If you just give me a sec. As you can see, they're all full of wood glue. They're not great clamps, these ones, but you know what? They've done all right, so I can't complain. They've been so tight and jammed up here. I should have got them ready before we went on the live, but I didn't. Right, so there's that. Let me sort this one out, everyone. You watch this snap now. That is jammed right up. that twisted? No, it's alright. But anyway, that was jammed up, everyone. You'd be surprised how strong wood glue is on metal, but there's some nice chunks of wood glue on there, that's all it is. Right, so here's the board. Alright, we're going to just lay these one by one in here now. Just going to get it lined up. I don't know why it's not sitting. Everything's not sitting straight on here now, and I haven't got a scraper. I don't think I've got a scraper in here. Let me just use the end of my square a sec, just to clean this up. Getting rid of some of these bits of glue we are. What I'll do when I get 5 minutes, I'll get them cleaned up and then we'll be ready to do it properly then. Just needed to clean up a little. Yes, Denny, I know. I'm always in a rush, and I always in a rush. Too many things to do. Right, so these are the pieces of end grain we are left with at the moment, all right? For those of you who haven't been watching the live stream from the start, this is what we've glued up, all right? It's looking all right. I like it. I like the look of it. It's not perfect, like I said. So I'm just going to move each of these pieces in here now so you can see yourself. One of these clamps seems like it's sitting taller as well. It's a little bit higher. So let me just get these sorted. We're going to line them all up first. Alright, I've cut these to 45 mil, I think it was, or it might be about 43. It was the best I could get out of the timber that I had. Alright, this is the board we're going to have out of it then. It's not perfect, I'm not going to lie, it's not perfect. And I did realise I made one mistake on this glue up last time, which I will show you now. Here's the boards we cut last time, alright? I don't know if you can see on the camera. Yeah, that's right, that is, Denny. So this is what we done, alright? We glued these three together and we planed, and then I staggered them. As you can see, the blocks staggering. Can you see on the camera? And then look at that. Those two are exactly the same. I couldn't believe it when I was cutting it up earlier. But it's not too bad. You can only notice it on this back run here, which I'm happy about. So I'm going to get you in now with an overhead view on the glue up. I think it's going to tighten up all right. They're looking quite tight, a lot of these joints. So if I put you on overhead view now so you can see for yourselves then, everyone. I'm hoping you can see anyway. Bring them on a side view, is that? Oh, hang on, I got my lead stuck here. I got this plugged in, see? Can you see that on side view? Let's get down a bit. Tell me if you can see that tidy or not. I'm trying to do it now with the clamps in the way. Can you see that board tidy? Yeah, lovely. Right, so I'm hoping you can see it. Maybe I should move back a little bit. So that's the look of the board, everyone, right? That's what we've got. So we're going to glue it up. Obviously it needs a little bit of a sand as well, because there's a couple of burn marks from where they went through the saws. But it is looking nice. I like it. It's a nice effect. I'm trying not to cover this now with shadows. Let me bring my light around for you as well. Maybe we can light it up a little bit better then. Bring the light over. I've had new lighting fitted in here, everyone. Alright? I fitted new lights to find out every time. Good luck. I put new lights in here, alright, everyone? To find out, every time I put my camera on, all it is this flickering, a constant flickering in the room. So I'm a bit gutted about that. So yeah, I'm back to using one of my lights that I use in work. So we're just going to glue this up now. So let me move these out of the way. All right, it's a little bit awkward on a live gluing up. Just want to make sure you do it right, that's all. So I'll just move these. I'm not going to do any fancy flicking around and turning them and all that. We're just going to go ahead and we're going to glue them up. So this is the Tight Bond 2 glue. I'm sure Denny recommended this. I'm not 100%. I think it was you, Denny, who recommended it. The weather, it is absolute, well, it's all right at the moment. I think we're going to have thunderstorms. That's what they've given us in the UK. They have given us thunderstorms for the UK today. Cheap lights have those issues. Yeah, you're right there. It was a cheap one. It was on eBay, I think. It was brand new, don't get me wrong. I bought it about 4 years ago, the light fitting. And it's taken me all this time to put it up. I thought, right, I got 5 minutes. I'm going to put the light up. Lo and behold, put my cameras on. And I was absolutely gutted. Because all it does is flicker. So there's a couple of videos I've posted on the YouTube recently. And you can see the lights flickering in the background. So I'm not happy with that. But it is what it is, isn't it? So we're just going to go ahead now. We're going to glue these up one by one. Tell me if you can't see, mind. I like to lay both sides if possible. It is a little bit awkward, mind, I'm not going to lie. I always complicate things. So there's that one. There is that one. One by one. This should turn out nice, I'm hoping. I'm just going to pop them on here. I can always wipe the glue off, can't I? So we're just gluing both sides now. Keeping an eye on the orientation so I don't mess this one up. And all your mind and your brain goes all fuzzy looking at them. But I think it's a nice effect. It's taken a very long time to get to this. I'm sure when we started this live, it was January. And I started planing some of the timber down. And then we realised that the moisture content was aids. Yeah, good. Both sides is good practice, Danny. I like to do that. And then you can squeeze the glue out then. A lot of people don't do both sides, mind. You see all these videos online. They do the one. They do the they turn all the boards, glue them and spin them back. I don't like that method. I'd rather look a little bit messy, everyone. Get a nice bit of glue on both sides there. And then you're good then. As long as you get an even coat. Making sure we're going the right way by here now. Alright. Oh, Denny, you've got a little crown next to your name, but there's quite a few of you who's got crowns. Is that because you're on your regular? All of you have got crowns, actually. Is a DIY project, or are you making those for selling? Little Urban, this is a DIY project. I haven't got a lot of experience in this. Obviously, a lot of this is practice, trial and error for me. But I'm getting some half-decent results out of it. Basically, I'm going to be handing this board to my customer then. Because she let me take the floor from her house that I ripped out, I said to her I'd make her a board. But it looks like I'm not going to have one for myself, mind. So I've only got the one board out of this. So sadly, I won't be getting one out of it. But she might say she don't like it, see? So I might be having it. So we'll see. It's a lovely colour on this glue, mind. It is a lovely colour. It's like an luminous yellow. So we're getting through it now. It's looking nice. Glue can be wiped away exactly, Danny. And that's the beauty of the wood glue. Get yourself a damp rag. Plenty of water. And just wipe the glue off. That's why I don't care how messy I am with the wood glue in. It doesn't bother me. See that bit there, look? See, we're not going to see that because that's going to be the bottom of the board. So you can always drop a little bit of resin into that. This is just a bad piece. I am going to be applying it into the centre there. But we're not worried by that. I'm just checking to see if all these are right. Because I know these line through. The only bit that don't is those couple up here. Because I got those two mixed up, look. And I was on the last live that we done. That's me yapping away, everyone. So anyway, don't forget to hit the like button if you like it. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button as well if you want to follow the last phase of this job, because we're going to be doing a little bit of planing on it, or probably sanding. Then we're going to router the edges on there. We need to router a juice drip on there, whatever they call them. So we need to sort that out as well. And then we'll have a fully operational board. I don't know what I'm going to finish it with yet. I have seen a lot of people use what they call a mineral oil. They leave it soak in a mineral oil, so I'm thinking of buying some of that maybe, and we'll try that. I'm not 100% if you can use the Osmo oil that I do use a lot on. I don't think that's fully waterproof, to be honest with you, because it doesn't seem to like water, in my opinion. And use this one by here. And this glue seems to have a nice open time as well. This Type Bond 2. Don't seem to be having any issues with it yet. For those of you who watched my previous lives, we used this glue, didn't we? And we had an absolute nightmare with that glue. So I will never ever be using that for glue up again. So I'm just going to tighten my clamps now, everyone. We're going to slowly do this. Trying to keep everything in line if possible. But I know they're going to slip and slide because that's what happens when you're gluing up. So we'll just slightly get them tight. Only nip them up a little bit. And once we've nipped them up, then I can start tapping them all straight. But it's looking nice. But yeah, we had a bit of a nightmare, didn't we, with our wood glue. And what I done, I had one of them slightly out of line when I was clamping up. So now I've learnt of my mistakes, everyone. I'm keeping an eye on things now while I'm clamping. And I just make sure everything is in line. Anyone can do these, mind, alright? This ain't a professional job. Anyone can do it. You just got to take your time. Cut your timbers, plane it. I obviously haven't got really, really good machinery, but it's good enough for doing projects like this. We're just going to wipe this glue now and we're going to tighten it up and then we can show you it. It's looking nice, mind. She is slipping and sliding. See her moving by there? And we're going to tighten up, everyone. Not bad for free, is it? All this wood. You can't fault it. That's slightly lifting. What I've probably got now is little bumps and lumps left on these clamps, so it's not allowing me to keep everything really flat. I did cut these this morning and they were really flat. So I'm just trying to get these lines right before we clamp. Try not to have my two clamps colliding with each other. Get these nice and tight now. Just slide these into place. 1, 2. Oh, they don't have to make this look easy, don't they, when you see a video on these? It's not as easy as it looks. As you can see now, all the glue is squeezing out, alright? Don't know what this clamp's decided to do, but it's moving again. Right, looks like we're getting tight now. So we just need to make sure they're all lining up. I'm going to take some more glue off. Get nice and sticky, this glue, so it is working already. I'll keep it wet a sec and then I'll clean it all off. Looking nice. It's got a nice effect, this board. I can't wait to see the wood stain on this. That's going to be a nice video when they're watching that. Going to take a while. I know it is going to take a while. What did you make? I made 10 end grain cutting boards last week. Now I got to finish them with router and sanding. That is awesome, Justin. Well, this is my first one I've done, Justin. And I'm finding it to be a little bit of a nightmare lining all these up. I'm trying to keep them as square as possible. But it looks like I'm going to be doing a little bit of cutting anyway. Obviously, I need to re-square it. But it's nice to keep everything in line as best you can. Because obviously, we know when we re-square we're going to lose material. It's not a massive board, is it? It's quite a small one, really. I'll just tap these now. Just make sure we're flat. I think there's like a little tiny lump on my clamp bed, but that don't matter. We can get rid of that. We're going to get some more glue. Squeeze out now. And I'll get some water and then we can actually have a look what this board is looking like then, boys and girls. That's tightening up nice. Right, I'm just going to go and wash my rag quick so then we can give it a good wash down, everyone. And then we can have a look what it's looking like then. Right, I'm back. I've just washed my rag now. We'll clean off some of this glue now and then we can have a look what it looks like then. These were perfectly flat earlier, but I know I've got bits of glue left on my clamps, so I know next time to be cleaning my clamps. I've learned that lesson, everyone. Can you see that on camera? What is it looking like on there? Let me just tighten these clamps up now for one final tighten. There's a little bit more squeeze out coming. You watch one of these clamps break now, everyone. You ready for it? Still turning, mind. She's still turning. I'm going to get myself some decent clamps now. Don't know what ones yet. If anyone's got any recommendations, I'd imagine Irwin's are a really good one. I have seen a few of them in the past. So that's what we're looking like. We have got a few burn marks to clean off on this board. Alright, we're going to square it all back up. I know it's not perfect, everyone, but I'll give you a really good close-up once we've let all this glue dry, and then we replay. I don't know, I'll risk it sending this back through the planes. I might have blowout, but we'll see. I might do a test on the underside. That's what it's looking like so far. I'll just clean up the other side now with the board. Obviously, we've got a nice bit of glue on the underside here. So we'll try and clean up some of this. It's looking nice. But as I said, this is all recycled timber. It started off life as a floor. We've ripped it out, we planed the timber down, we then glued 3 pieces of timber together. That was quite a bit of work. We then planed all of that timber down, we cut the edges off on the rip saw. Then we planed all the timber down to try and square it all up. Then we glued all that together. Then we recut the timber. Thanks, Danny. Then we've recut the timber. And then we've glued it back up again. So we're still not done yet. Alright, it's not finished yet, this job. What am I stuck on? It's gone right in the dog over there. So we're not finished, but we're getting there. So I'm just going to wash this rag out again now and give it another little wipe down. It's looking nice. I'm happy with it, everyone. Right, I'm back. So we're just cleaning the final bits of glue off now. Yeah, it's looking nice, that. I like it. I've got a couple of little holes I can see and the odd bit here and there. I did know that would happen. Mind, we did say this, didn't we, on a previous video? Let me just show you. I don't know if you can see any of them. We got a little hole there. There's some odd stuff going on there. There's a tiny hole in the timber there. One there. But that's all part of the character, isn't it? I can't expect it to be perfect. Obviously, it started life as a floor. It was a hell of a mess. There was nails in it. We took all the nails out. That took long enough trying to clean the timber up. God knows how many hours I've spent on this one board. It's still not complete, but we're getting there. I'm not going to bother knocking this now with a mallet. I can pretty much square this up quite easily. And then that's it. I'll see you lot on the next video. Don't forget to like and subscribe now, because if you don't hit that like button and subscribe, you're going to miss the last part of this video. I think it's looking nice. We've worked hard to get to this stage, and we've actually got something out of it. So I can't go complaining, can I? At first I thought maybe I'm not going to get nothing out of this timber. I have managed to complete something, so I'm happy. And all in all, it's not a bad looking board, is it? I think that's the best we can do with it. It's looking nice. There we go. There's our end grain maple cutting board. Not too bad if I don't say so myself. But that's first attempt, everyone, alright? So I'll see you on the next one. I probably won't be back on today now. I'm not planning to do anything else. Got a few family problems today which we've been sorting out. So I'll see everyone on the next video.